Well, guys, like I said, there's been something on my mind, so here's a video. I introduced it about 6 days ago, and here's part two finally, and I hope you guys enjoy. Say like that. One, two, one, two, turn, one, two, one, two. See how I'm looking down at my feet?
My auntie taught me. Should I have a ring feature? She's like, no, I forgot. I was like, you liar. And she's like, Mom, tell me I forgot. And she's like, no, you didn't.
Kind of getting me out of breath. Hi guys, welcome back. It's been about 2 weeks. September 22nd to be exact. So, as promised, here's part two. Throughout Indian country, this day is set aside for Native Americans to celebrate their heritage, according to Google. American Indian Heritage Day, also known as Native American Heritage Day, recognizes Native Americans and their heritage, history, and their contributions. Some states recognize the day as a legal holiday of observance. For many, this means going out and enjoying festivities, but for me, I guess that it means representing me, myself, in a way to be proud because I do come from a native nation here in southern Arizona, which is a piece of land approximately 2.8 million acres, which is about the size of Michigan. And the nation has a population of approximately 28,000 enrolled members. The majority of the nation's members live off the reservation, the main reservation, not the Indian reservation, has a resident population of approximately 11,000 people. With all these people, there is such a kaleidoscope of stories, teachings, and food making, game playing, arts, and singing, and so forth, and so on, and so on. But there is a majority of the gifts that were given to us by our ancestors that are dying. It's sad, but it's true. So I had to stop and think. Good morning. I'm going to pick up where I left off at, and what I want to say is that maybe I can be that voice. That voice to say, hey, all you out the mute out there, I'm here on YouTube and I'm trying to get this message out there. Maybe you can take some time to either refreshing your skills or to continue to keep on learning. But when I came across this article about maybe 11 years ago, it really struck me. So I'm going to share it with you guys. It is titled Cultural DNA by Ashley Escalante. And what she quoted was that when I am on the reservation, I feel like awkward. Like everyone who passes me knows I don't belong. As a city kid, I feel disconnected from the Thun culture. And I think that from my experience, that with my experience coming from the reservation, only living there the first 4 years of my life, and the way we came into an urban setting um, was because, you know, my parents went through domestic violence. My mom went through domestic violence because of my dad, and so to get away from that, we left the the res to have a better life, to not be in the situation that most kids unfortunately go through in their young lives. And I think that affected us a lot as kids, because being in the city there was many changes that you would have to get accustomed to because you're not used to, like lights for one, street lights and building lights and store lights and stuff like that. And at the time we grew up in the South Tucson area, and I remember we lived right across a bar, and so there was traffic in our neighborhood all the time, and there was homicides and drug trafficking and prostitution, all these things that were going on in our neighborhood. And so it was a tough thing to transition into. And then I was 4 at the time, turning 5, and I went into public school. And they put me in a bilingual kindergarten class where all the kids spoke Spanish. And what it was to better my English speaking skills, because coming from the res, all mostly like 75% of where I came from, they spoke, O'odham. It was very fluent at that time, and even the kids that were my age spoke O'odham language. So learned, I understood it more than I could speak it. Um, but anyway, so in Ashley's story, she uses points from her grandmother and her mother of the things that they endured, growing up, and the times changing from all native to modern. And I think that us now, we have to balance both of them. Before, like maybe my grandparents, all they had was O'odham. And one thing that my great grandmother would call us was she would always call us Shtumiragans because we were dark on the outside, but our insides were white. And it was true. So as the world was developing and the times were changing and it was becoming more modern, um, since then, it's dying. It Autumn language and culture is dying, and they tie together so strongly. Everything in our culture um, is tied in to one thing, from the language to the music to the food. Everything is all intertwined in a web. So, anyways, so as this young Ashley, a teenager who's trying to discover herself, both in their modern and autumn culture, she runs into feeling this awkwardness. She feels like a silhouette on a white backdrop because she knows that she is different, but at the same time, she has to be autumn and attend her high school, which was Sunnyside High School. Sunnyside High School in Tucson um, offered an autumn class, and the teacher was um, Clarinda Nunez and Delphine Saraficio. And I know both of the women that very well. They are both women who try to I don't know what the word would be, advocate, or I don't know what the word would be, but they try to embed this language into the younger generation's minds, mouth, tongue, in any way, and I never been to one of the language classes, but I know how they are. Just being around their family, being around them, getting to know them, and that's how I feel, about these ladies. But in the um, interview, Ashley she interviewed Clarinda, and Clarinda goes on to quote, "If you don't understand the language, then you won't fully grasp what the meaning behind all the ceremonies are. If autumn youth don't understand the language, then they won't understand what we do. Like, for example, when babies are born, why we give them the mud, the clay. They won't understand what the connection is to the earth. That's where the clay comes from, the earth. When the babies are born, they need to be connected to their mind, their body, and their spirit. As autumn, that is how we do it. Through the clay. The clay gets in their heart and it settles and it connects them. When people go to the medicine man, a lot of them will ask for an interpreter because they don't understand. Basically, if you don't understand the language and the meaning behind what the medicine man is telling you, it is not going to mean anything. You will not go beyond healing yourself. And I do believe that all young people need to learn just because I've been told this and I've seen this, and one day we're not going to be talking about them. And one day we will not be doing our ceremonies. And it's sad. It's sad to see that it is already happening. Trying to hang on is hard. So with with that being said, quoted from Clorinda, I understand where she's coming from. I know what she means. So I feel connected to this article. And what I want to say is Skugsiarim. Ani at Chigik Jasper Pilon. And what Chigik Linda Manuel. Gikam Audition Wall. Amjut Hik Junction. And Og what Wolfert Pilon. Hook you. Hey guys, sorry I got cut off earlier, but I'm back. So I left off with an og of awat chigi Wolfert Pilon. Hukito Hukito Mu. I think that's right. 1995. Achum Amjad at Gawa Junction. Anya what Gami I don't remember how to say 30. Gami. I don't. It's not geeked. I just talked to my mom on the phone right now because I didn't know how to say 30, and now I just forgot. But anyways, moving along. And Wapanak Awachigik. Clarence Rena, Emma Pilone, Waldalyn Pilone, Cody Manuel, and Jalen Manuel. Huggy Jalen Tracy's Bichikidak. You see how hard for me it is to do a simple introduction. But I'm going to continue on because saying it and teaching someone would be very, very difficult for me. But I'm just trying to, well, my point is just trying to get it out there. Let it be known that, yes, I have the basic knowledge of the O'odham language. So let's try this again. Skugsiarim. Ani Upchigik Jasper Pilon. And Amjut Gavo Junction. Gikam Ia Akimer Jutwood. And Jo Awat Chigik Linda Manuel. Gikam Hollyshon Wa. Amjut Hikwan Junction. And Og Awat Wilfred Pilon Butt. Hukito Mu 1995. Amjad Gavor Junction. And Wapanak Awat Clarence Rena. Emma Pilon. Waddalin Pilon, Cory Manuel, Jalen Manuel, Huggy Jiggling Tracy Speak Chickita. Ani Kikam Ia, Akimer Jewet, Jet Gomat, and Maishba up Jigik Teresa Martinez. Ani Jipgun, Hilla River Gaming, see, like, it's very difficult for just a simple introduction, and I want to learn more. One thing that I've learned here is that the dialect throughout the different places that speak O'odham language are very similar but different at the same time. So that's where me and Teresa get, I wouldn't say into it, that's where we have our differences, because when I'm teaching my daughter, I say it one way, and then she goes to school and she says, that's not how my teacher told me to say it. And so I'm like, well, this is the way I learned, and this is what you've been taught. It's different. And I understand that. And it's kind of frustrating, but I'm trying my best. And I would just have to, I would just have to remember. And, you know, I often, like I said, I often call my mom and ask her, what is this word? Like I did right now. And I asked her, how do you say 30? And she said, oh, God, I can't even remember what she said. But that is my point. That my name is Jasper. I'm 30. My mom's name is Linda. She comes from the Hickman district, and my late father is Wilfred, and he comes from the Gavot district. And my brothers and sisters' names were Clarence Reyna, Emma Pilon, Waddalin Pilon, Jalen Manuel, and Jalen doesn't behave, is basically what I said. But I understand more than I can speak. And before I ramble on, I think that is the end of my point. So, you youth out there, if you already know, freshen your skills. If you are learning, continue to learn. If you know, use it. It's very important. It's very empowering to see somebody that is younger than me that can fully have a full O'odham conversation, and I know that there's some out there. But don't be ashamed. Just say what you feel in O'odham if it makes you feel better. Don't feel scared. Let it live. Be loud and proud about who you are. That is my message, and I will see you guys, or have another video coming soon. We will see you then. Dâm